whole season.
My God.
If you remember a few weeks ago, some time ago, it was a Wednesday night, and I talked to you about hurry up and die.
Yes,
and we
sir.
talked about the children of Israel being in the wilderness. And God said to the children of Israel, he said, until this first generation who has murmured against me and complained and whined and all this other good stuff, until the last one of them fall dead in the desert, I will not allow you to go into the land flowing with milk and honey. And so then we began to talk about how the young folk was waiting on all the old folk to get out the way so that they could get the blessing that God had intended for them to have in the first place. So what we have here now is the children of Israel who have came out of the wilderness, and now they have come to a land called Jericho. And Jericho had feared the children of Israel, feared that they would take over the land. And so Jericho had this huge wall. And Jericho and all the people had ran inside, and they said, ain't nobody coming in and ain't nobody coming out because we feared the children of Israel. So here we have the children of Israel who have came out the wilderness, their wilderness experience. But the thing about being in the wilderness and people hearing about these people in the wilderness is that sometime in the wilderness, you can gain a reputation. So God said that you cannot come out of the wilderness until the first generation dies off. All these who are of military age, that was every person who was 20 years of age or older. So what God said is when that generation dies out, then I'll take the young folk. I'll take the people who are under the age of 20 and those who were born in the wilderness, and those are the ones who I will use to get the very thing that I had intended for you to get a long time ago. So what was going on is that as God was bringing these young folks out of the wilderness, they had gained a reputation by being in the wilderness for 40 years. Some may even say that because they were born in the wilderness that they may be considered as a wild child. See, sometimes you don't have to be of any distinguished person to be feared. Sometimes it's the folks that ain't got no home training. Sometimes it's the folks that came up under the same upbringing as you had. Sometimes it's the folks that are unpredictable that you got to be scared of. So what I'm trying to tell you is that the children of Israel had gained a reputation. Reputation is defined as the beliefs or the opinions that are held about someone. So in other words, if you have a reputation, what that means is that people have a certain belief or opinion about you. Tell your neighbor, I got a reputation. See, people don't have to know you in order to form an opinion about you. See, most reputations are formed largely off what people have heard about you.
That's it.
They never met you. They never seen you. They never held a conversation with you. But because they heard about you, what they heard has allowed them to form an opinion about you, and yet they don't even know you.
Yeah.
So what you have to understand is that when you gain a reputation, people have already perceived the type of person you are before they even meet you. If you jump back to chapter 5 in Joshua, Joshua records, he says it was the Amorites. And it was the Canaanites, but not just the people, it was the kings who had heard about the children of Israel. And what they had heard was that the Lord had dried up the Jordan so that the children of Israel can cross over. Ain't it funny how people who were once a slave people, who were once nobodies, who were not even considered to be human beings, they were just pieces of property. And now they are wandering around in the wilderness, in the wasteland, in an abandoned place, and wandering around in the wilderness, but yet people of high distinguished people are now forming opinions about people who were considered to be nobodies. It's not just anybody who are having these conversations about the children of Israel. These were the kings. These were the very elects. These were the people of high standards. These were people who were above you. These were people who were far and beyond just regular everyday folk. These people were very important people, yet they had concerns about the children of Israel. Understand that when you have a reputation, people who are of high standards, people who have more power than you, people who are more influential than you, people who are, in this case, commanders of kingdoms and armies, were worried about people who used to be former slaves. See, you don't even know it yet, but there are very important people who are concerned about you. Not you, no, not little old you, not little old you running around in Gastonia. It can't be people in Washington, D.C. concerned about little old me. It can't be people in New York City concerned about me. It can't be people in L.A. or Paris, France. What about Toronto, Canada? What about places all over the world without very distinguished people worried about the little folk? Because there's something about the reputation of the little folk that has the upper class a little bit frigid, have them a little bit scared. See, you don't know it yet, but there are very important people who are concerned about you. Amen. Now the question is, why would these important folk be concerned about me? I'll tell you why. Because you are a child of God. Because you are highly favored. Because you are blessed beyond measure. Because you're covered under the blood. And it's because of your connection with God that no matter what you do, no matter where you come from, I don't care how long you've been in the wilderness, but it's something about the connection with God that has everybody else afraid of you. They're concerned about you. Because there's a different type of concern when it comes to the children of Israel. They are more scared of the children of Israel than anything. Because the scripture says it like this. Jump back to verse 5, around the first verse. It says that their hearts were melted. And they did not have the courage to face the children of Israel. Now, I want you to understand something. You got to know this because the connection that you have with God strikes fear in the hearts of your enemies. They don't even know you that well, but because they know that you know God, they are already scared of you. Do you know that there are some people who have been raised up in the wilderness, just like the children of Israel? But being raised up in the wilderness has made you different from everybody else. Because while they're just following the guidelines of the person who came before them, and you've been raised up in the wilderness, now you have become a chosen people. The scripture says that you are a royal priesthood. You're different from everybody else because even though your current situation don't look like it, even though you're in the wilderness, even though you're in an abandoned wasteland, I want you to understand that even in the wilderness, you still got to act like royalty. Yeah. You still got to act like the person that God has called you to be. Even though your current situation does not look like it, I want you to understand that just because you don't have your crown yet, doesn't mean that you're not a king. Just because you don't have your robe yet, does not mean that you are not a queen. I know the situation doesn't look like you want it to look. But even kings and queens know that there's a certain way I gotta act when I am royalty. I'm gonna get out your way, I promise. I'm almost finished.
Lord Jesus.
Understand that seasons do change.
Yes, they do.
And because we know seasons do change, I want you to understand something, that there's a reason why people are so concerned about you. In fact, they're even obsessed with the thought of you. Because you appear to be a nobody on the outside. You seem to be non-threatening on the outside. You seem to not have anything, children of Israel, just running around in the wilderness. You seem to be a homeless folk. You seem to be without a king or a land to call your own. You used to be slaves in bondage, so you seem to be of a low standard of people. But why are people, even kings, so concerned about the children of Israel? I'll tell you why. Because kings understand that the seasons do change. Because kings understand that there's a beginning to a season and there's an end to a season. Let me make it plain for you. Kings understand that there's a beginning to their reign and then there's an end to their reign. Kings understand and get nervous at the thought of their reign coming to an end. So when it came to the children of Israel, a predictable bunch of people whom they had no idea of their strategy or tactics, they began to get nervous at the thought that the children of Israel would come against them. Understand that there's an end to every season. Just like we know the weather changes. It can feel one way one minute, but then it can feel another way another minute. In other words, you can feel it when the season is getting ready to change. You can feel it when the season is getting ready to switch over. There's something about the air that changes that lets you know that there's getting ready to be a change in the season. Just like the weather report would tell you that there's a change in the forecast. You can feel it when it all of a sudden takes place. But it just doesn't take place like that. It doesn't take place overnight. What we fail to realize is that there's a slow process taking place that we don't get to see or feel, and then when we finally feel it, we understand that the season is getting ready to change. Before the sudden change takes place, there's a slow process going on that's going to elaborate, or that's going to take place to help us understand that the season will change. Just like when you get comfortable in one season. I had just got good and comfortable in the summertime.
Yes, sir.
I had just got used to blazing heat.
Yes,
I had
sir.
just pulled out my good shorts. I pulled out some flip-flops and some footy socks and all that other good stuff. I was just getting comfortable in my summer season.
Yeah.
But then a cold front came through. And I had to switch it up because there was a change getting ready to take place in the season. So when you feel the change getting ready to take place, there's preparation that you must do when the season is getting ready to change. You must make some adjustments to your wardrobe when the season gets ready to change. You're going to have to change the climate control in your house when the season get ready to change. We used to ride with the windows down and we was getting good and comfortable, but now you got to let the windows up now because the season is getting ready to change over. You notice the change in things around you. You notice the leaves of the trees are now of a different color. And then you ride by 1 minute, they're a different color, but then when you come back a couple of days later, the leaves have already fallen off.
My God.
You understand that it sounds like there's a fall season coming into place.
You better
The fall
teach.
season is a little bit different for everybody. For some people, the fall season can be a bit threatening because people can understand that when the fall season takes place, it ain't necessarily a good thing for everybody. Even the president, Barack Obama, understands that there's a change in every season. See, there was what he has is called a term. There's a beginning to his term, and then there's an end to his term. There's a beginning and an ending to every season. So in other words, his season in office is just about over. So understanding that there's a change in seasons, one thing I notice is that when you ride by certain businesses, and they want to attract the attention of the public, they'll put this sign out that says, "We're now under new management." Which lets you know that there has been a change in power. There has been a change in the authority. The way we used to do things, we don't do it like that no more. We're trying to attract people to let them know that we are upgrading just a little bit. We're turning things over just a little bit. There's a change getting ready to take place, just like the seasons. That's why kingdoms are so threatened when it comes to the change of the seasons, because it was close to the end of the season and you can feel the change coming, and some kingdoms can feel it when their demise is about to take place. See, you're a threat because God is now preparing you to take some things over.
Come on now.
But here's the difference. While he was preparing somebody else in their kingdom, God was preparing you in the wilderness.
My God.
In an unlikely place. In a place where it seemed like you wouldn't be able to get strong. In a place where it seemed like you wouldn't be able to be shaped and molded into the thing that God wanted you to be. I heard Pastor P preach a sermon. He said, "Did you bring us out here because there wasn't enough graves in Egypt?" But when we talked about if you hurry up and die, they told Moses, they said, "Did you bring us out here so that we can die?" But see, the thing is, when you're in an unlikely place, God can use you in an unlikely place and shape you and mold you into the thing that he very well wants you to be. But because it's an unlikely place, that means you're going to have an unlikely anointing. That means you're going to have an unlikely praise. That means the blessings that are going to fall upon you are going to be different from everybody else. Now, see, you may be working in a certain area of a job. And in your job area, you may be working in a place where it seems like you're in a dead end. It seems like you can't go no farther than this area right here. But see, when there's time for promotion and elevation and management, what they do is they pull out this little book and it has rules and regulations. It has requirements. It has a standard that a person must have in order to go higher. But see, when you're being prepared in an unlikely place, the rules don't necessarily apply to you when you've been prepared in an unlikely place.
You better speak.
The status quo will change when you've been prepared in an unlikely place. Because I got a different type of training. I can't go by the guidelines that this man has set. Because I got an unlikely anointing. I can't go by the guidelines that everybody else follow. I know what you did to get your $1 million. But what it's going to take for me to get my $1 million is going to be a tad bit different than everybody else. I know what it took for you to get married and to be happy and all that good stuff. But the anointing that God has given me is going to take my marriage in a different route. It may have took you 40 years in the wilderness. But when God get ready to bring me out, he's going to give it to me exceedingly and abundantly. I know it took you one way to get here. But when God get ready to do it, because he prepared me in an unlikely place, it's going to be an unlikely anointing. Understand that when you're trained in a position, in an unlikely place, your position is going to change names. Just like the seasons change. I remember they called the children of Israel one time slaves. Then they called them a wilderness people. Wandering around in the wilderness. But when the seasons change, they're going to become a royal people. A royal priesthood, a peculiar folk. But see, there's a difference in the change of season, because now I'm getting ready to go from being a slave to being royalty. The kings in high positions could sense the change in seasons coming. They could sense that the fall season was upon them. So in order to protect themselves, when they felt the change in season getting ready to take place, what they did was they hid behind their walls. See, for you, the fall season may mean you get ready to get blessed. But for somebody, it means that they're getting ready to get stripped of some things. So when people don't want to get stripped of some things, they get a little nervous. They try to hold on to what they got because they know they're not going to have it for much longer. So what they're trying to do is hold on to it for as long as they can. So they went and hid behind the walls and they tried to protect themselves. But while they were hiding behind the wall, they tried to put up a defense. They tried to protect themselves. But what you had to understand is that when the seasons get ready to change, it's one thing for them, but it's something different for you. That means that some things are getting ready to fall off. That means I'm getting ready to shed some things. That means I'm getting ready to take some stuff off of me. That means some stereotypes that I used to carry, I'm no longer getting ready to carry them no more. That means I'm getting ready to shake some folks off. Remember, God told the children of Israel that said you can't go forward until all these people in front of you begin to die. Until the last person fall dead in the desert, you can't go forward. What that mean, preacher? That means somebody finna get ready to die in my situation. I'm getting ready to lose some folks. I'm getting ready to lose some things because I'm getting ready for my fall season. Now, some people are scared of the fall season because they don't want to lose what they got. But some people are ready for the fall season. I can't wait for it to hurry up and get here because I'm waiting for it to fall in my lap. I'm waiting for the blessings to fall down on my part because somebody getting ready to get stripped. But when they get stripped, it's going to get put in my bank account because when they get stripped, I'm going to move in the house that they moving out of because I'm ready for the fall season.
That's all right.
That's all right.
Understand that when the change of season comes, you can feel it in the air. Now, you know what the fall season means, don't you? That's the introduction to the holiday season. What you trying to say, preacher? What I'm trying to tell you is that when the holiday season come around, a lot of folk get time off. See, we've been laboring for a long time, but when the holiday season come around, it's some rest gonna take place. See, we've been working in the winter seasons. You've been working in the spring and the summer. But when the fall season come around, it's getting ready to let you know that you're getting ready to put your feet up. It's getting ready to let you know that you ain't gonna have to work as hard as you used to work. You used to be a slave, people. You used to work day in and day out. No vacation, no time off, no birthday, no holiday. Because see, when you were the children of Israel in Egypt, you didn't have no say-so in what was going on. But when you get to be the place of being in royalty, you can take the day off whenever you get good and ready. Because when the fall season show up, that's my introduction to time off. That's my introduction to some rest. I don't have to wander around in the wilderness no more. I don't have to be a homeless people anymore because now I'm in my fall season. But understand that when it's the fall season, my enemy is going to lose some things. And when my enemy lose some things in the fall season, that means that wall that they trying to protect, they good trying to protect what they got is going to have to come down. The scripture says that when you go around the wall, if you give a loud shout, if you give God the praise, then the wall of your enemy will come down. If you give God the praise, if you give him praise in your fall season, then his kingdom is going to have to come down. His reign is going to have to come to an end. His authority is going to have to come to the end. And God is going to begin to bless you in your fall season. That's when things will begin to fall in your direction. I know you sing a song that says he's leaning in my direction. But when the fall season comes, it's going to be falling in my direction. You better watch out because it's getting ready to fall in my direction. And if you ain't careful, you might get hit with some things. I wish I was a lumberjack. When the lumberjack get ready to knock the tree down, they say timber because something getting ready to fall in my direction. I'm almost done. I promise. I'm almost done.
You better do it.
All right.
In the fall season,
Yeah.
you have to understand that it ain't good for everybody.
All right.
But when you've been faithful, in the fall season, that means some things gonna fall in your direction.
Yes, God.
You ever been in a building and you try to catch an elevator,
Yes.
and when you almost at the elevator, you see the door closing? Well, see, they got these new elevators now. That when you get close enough to the elevator, they have these sensors on the elevator.
Yes.
And if you get close enough, the elevator will sense when there's somebody close.
Yes.
So to keep people from getting trapped in the doors and getting injured and things like that, when the sensors pick up body heat and they notice that you're close to the elevator, the door will automatically reopen. What I'm trying to help you understand is that in your fall season, there were some doors that were open a long time ago. And they slowly began to close, but as you got closer and closer to your fall season, the Holy Ghost sensors began to pick up some body heat and started to notice that you were getting closer to your blessing. So while the door was once closed, and when the Holy Ghost sensors picked up your body heat, the door stopped closing and it began to reopen. What I'm trying to help you understand is that there were some doors open in the summer. There were some doors open around springtime. And some kind of way you got held up because you were weighted down and you were burdened down. But when the fall season came, you began to shed some things. And you began to pick up some momentum. You could walk a little faster. You could run a little faster. When you seen the door closing, you began to pick up speed. And when the Holy Ghost understood that you was picking up speed, he said, I'm going to reopen this door so I can make sure that you have full access to go higher. You ain't catching what I'm trying to tell you. When you get on the elevator, everybody don't go down. Most folk try to go up.
Yes,
When you get
sir.
on the elevator, I don't need to go to the basement. I just came from the basement. I just came from the parking deck. I'm trying to go to the top floor. I want to see the skyline. I want to see all that I can see when I get on the elevator. I'm trying to help you understand that in the fall season you're gonna lose some things. But when you lose some things, that just means you're losing weight so that you can go higher. You're getting rid of some dead weight so that you can go higher in your fall season.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, God.
I'm almost finished, I promise.
Yes.
Can I give you a little bit of my testimony? Can I tell you about the fall season? There was once upon a time, I'm going to tell you a little story. Once upon a time, back in the day, sometime around last year, there was a house for sale.
All right.
Stop.
And me and my wife went to check out this house that was for sale. And when we went to the house, it wasn't fall just yet. But what we did was in the fall season, we went and we signed some papers.
All right.
And they said that this house belongs to you somewhere around October. That was in the fall season.
All right.
It was somewhere around before that time. It was in the summers and the springtime when I was working a job that was weighing me out. Getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, don't get home until about 6 o'clock in the night, and then you got to be in bed by 8 because you got to get right back up at 3 o'clock in the morning. You got to drive an hour to work, an hour from work. You got to work like a slave when you're there. I feel like I was the children of Israel for real, but it was somewhere around the fall time when I had a new job. And at first they weren't giving out no hours. But then somewhere around the fall time, they started giving out hours. And when the fall season hit, somewhere around that time, they said, listen, we're going to promote you to a management position. But see, what I want you to understand is that when the fall season began to take place, some things will become different in your life. Now, I'm not telling you what's going to take place in your life. I don't know. You know what you've been talking to God about. But when the fall season come around, all I'm trying to tell you is that you better get ready. All I'm trying to tell you is that to prepare yourself, because when you see the leaves begin to change colors, when you see things begin to fall off on the tree, understand that some things are falling off in your life. I know you've been faithful during the summer, spring, and the winter. I know it's been hard on certain occasions, and certain times it's been harder than others. All I'm trying to tell you is that when the fall season get ready to take place, you better get ready, because some folk gonna lose some things.
Yes,
There's some folk that's gonna gain some things. And some folk that's gonna miss out on some things. But it's a whole bunch of folks that been waiting in line a very long time. You know what? I'm just waiting my turn. And just, as soon as you get out of the way, I'm moving on up. As soon as you move, I was this line will speed up, because when the fall season take place, everything that you've been waiting for just might fall in your lap. So if you don't be careful, if you're not careful, you're gonna miss some things. Don't take this opportunity to go hibernate like some animals do. Sometimes you got to get ready in the fall season to receive some things.
Yes,
While
sir.
some folk getting ready to turn over in their bed and get cuddled up and take a nice long nap. No. We've been working all year long. I'm waiting. I'm expecting some things. Folk get excited about Christmas. I get excited about God, because when the fall season take place, I ain't looking for Santa Claus to come down the chimney. I'm looking for God to just show up and show out. It might be in my mailbox. It might be in my bank account. It might be on my job.
Yes,
it might be in
sir.
my car. I don't know when he gonna show up, but when he do show up, all I know is it's fall season, so that means some things gotta fall in my lap. I'm out of here. God bless you. Y'all be good.